Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel In The Closet with Sharon Korir. Today we have a special guest. Yeah, remember in my first episode I mentioned my fistula surgeon who took me through my journey of fistula. Today we are actually privileged to have him on the show. He's a medical doctor, obstetrician, gynecologist, and yes, a fistula surgeon. Karibu sana daktari.
Asante.
Yeah. Thank you so much for your time.
Yes.
Thank you so much for your time, and yeah, and despite the crazy schedule, you've spent time to come and just share with us about your fistula.
It's great always to talk about fistula.
Yeah.
Quite touching.
Yes, yes. Yeah, so tell us, Dr. what is fistula?
No, you see, the fistula is a general word that describes an opening between epithelial tissues, between one side of a tissue onto the other side. But specifically when you're talking about vesicovaginal fistula, then the communication is between the urinary bladder and the vagina of a woman. And sometimes communicates from the rectum to the vagina of a woman. These communications are abnormal because they are not usually there. And so they kind of interfere with the woman's daily habits of controlling the bowels and controlling urination. So you find that these women are likely going to present with incontinence of urine. They're tripling urine, they're leaking urine all the time. And also that when the time comes to open the stools are also leaking through the vagina.
The stools are also leaking through the vagina.
So they are not able to control that at the same time.
Yeah, so Daktari, I remember when I was going through my journey, initially when I discovered, I think my system, my body is not functioning. I realized that my poop was coming out from the rectum, my urine, from my poop was coming out from the vagina, and the urine was coming out from the rectum. Is there types of fistula? Are there types of fistula?
Yeah, the story also almost looks the same, always. Yeah? Okay, a few women could have both leakage of urine and leakage of stool. So these ones are going to present with both urine leakage as well as stool leakage. And majority of the women we know will come with a leakage of urine because the bladder seems to be the most damaged most of the times during childbirth. So you find that a majority of them will come with urine leakage.
Yes.
But then in the process of childbirth, you can get a damage to the rectum also. And then another group of women will come with leakage of stool. And those who are unfortunate will come with both.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, and the whole of the urinary system can get damaged during delivery. And now if you look at the types, you can have one communicating between the urethra and the vagina. Then you can go further and have one communicating from the bladder to the vagina. And sometimes we get one communicating from the bladder to the uterus through the cervix and out into the vagina. And occasionally we have one communicating from the ureter to the vagina directly. And these are women who may have undergone some surgery, like for example cesarean section, like for example hysterectomy. And both these procedures happen during childbirth.
Will I be honest, or will I be clear if I say that fistulas are only gotten during childbirth?
Yes, the majority of our fistulas follow childbirth. Indeed, it's a childbirth injury.
Now, Daktari, there's a perception that most women get who live in marginalized communities or areas are prone to fistula. Well, you would say that for me, I actually did get fistula in the city, in a high-end hospital. So what would you say about that?
No, I wouldn't say that they are so limited to regions, so to speak. That a fistula can occur anywhere in the world whether it's in a London hospital, New York hospital, or here in Kenya, Nairobi or Bungoma, where I come from. It's just that in certain areas, like for example, if it was London, or if it was New York, or if it was here sometimes in Nairobi also, we pick it much earlier. Yeah, so the women don't undergo a lot of stigma because the technology and of course the skilled labor attendants that we have are able to pick these things much earlier, like at childbirth. You're able to tell, okay, there has been a damage to the rectum which must be repaired. Or okay, you see the woman after a cesarean section, she's leaking urine. Or after childbirth, she's leaking urine. So you are then referred appropriately and a diagnosis is made early and treatment initiated. The biggest challenge you realize is not so much of the fistula occurring, but the aftermath of fistula occurring.
The aftermath of
which is usually the stigma part. And that really damages somebody's lives completely. It's true. But however, obstructed labor is not something that happens to Africans only. It happens to all human beings. And that it's just that it must be picked up early and action taken. The advanced economies, women are able to 100% deliver in hospital, or even if they have home births, they are supervised. And an action is quickly taken should they notice anything abnormal. Okay? Unlike our place here in the rural parts of Kenya, where many things are really obstructed, so to say. They have no money. They have no transport. They have no road. Maybe the bridge that connects them to the town was washed away the previous day with heavy rains or floods. So they cannot access. Yeah, others have to go by, if they want to go to hospital, they have to go by camel or donkey carts. Yeah, we are lucky nowadays. We have motorcycles who can go anywhere. And so maybe transport has been eased a bit, but we still see fistulas. True, we still see fistulas here in Nairobi.
Yes, they're there. They're actually there, and it's very unfortunate that women are suffering, and at times women don't even know that they have fistula. Daktari, after I gave birth to my baby, I had no idea that I had fistula. I just found that my system was not working, and I was all smelly and discharging urine and feces, and I was so uncomfortable. You don't even know who to talk to. So in that line, you'll find that even around the hood that we're staying, like I went to the salon and I met this lady, and and she's all messed up on her skirt, and she's been coming. Apparently, I'm told by the lady who owns the salon that she's been coming severally, and that's how it has been. So is it possible that there are women who could be suffering from fistula and they do not even know that they have fistula?
That's correct, indeed. Men are discovered accidentally, and yes, for one, they are usually reassured after childbirth that this is a normal process that a woman undergoes when they have had a childbirth. Yeah, that it normally heals. And it's true, some of those changes that these women experience are indeed childbirth consequences, and eventually resolve with time. Yeah, and the thing is that the skilled birth attendant must be able, the skilled, the delivery assistant, so to speak, must be able to identify what amount of damage that has happened, and be able to reassure you with confidence that this is indeed is going to heal with time, and this requires attention. And because if you are not given that opportunity, majority of the women take it as a normal consequence of childbirth and go around and knowing that one day it's going to resolve until when they realize they have a problem. For example, those who have had damage to the rectum, and you don't lose stool continuously. Yeah? So you can actually control and even adjust your diet to be able to be opening even once every 2 days or 3 days, or even a week. So you don't get embarrassed. You can go around your business easily.
They find a way of coping with that situation. Some sort of defense mechanism with the fistula.
Yeah.
Because they have to go on with their day-to-day lives.
Completely. So that they eventually just come to understand this is like what we are calling nowadays the new normal after childbirth.
Yeah.
So we have adjusted until again when they have another delivery, then whoever is attending them can pick something abnormal. Or when they have loose motions, diarrhea, or when they can't control flutters when they're in public places, then they suddenly realize there could be something funny, and especially when they start talking to the other women who have also had childbirth, and then they'll dismiss them and say, no, I also had the same, but I'm okay, and I'm able to control this and that. Then that's the time when they seek maybe assistance. So you have stayed for a long time. The longest I have seen who have stayed without knowing is 40 years.
40 years of fistula.
40 years, this woman got damaged during childbirth. She has no idea.
She has no idea she has fistula.
And she just keeps herself clean. She knows every time after I've gone to the long call, I go and clean myself. Yeah.
Wow, 40 years of fistula. Wow, that's sad.